Happy New Year, and welcome to the Housing Minute. My name is Samuel Gunter. I'm the Executive Director of the North Carolina Housing Coalition, and there's so much that's happened since we last talked in this format. I'm going to focus in, though, on disaster recovery pieces at the moment. But you're going to be hearing more from me and more from Stephanie in the coming days and weeks, especially as our new legislative session gets kicked off. We're interacting with new elected officials, new leadership, both in the General Assembly, new faces in the governor's mansion, congressional delegation, all of that. But first, need to talk about the state of play on disaster recovery efforts for Western North Carolina in particular. While we were gone, while we haven't been talking on this format much, we passed federally a disaster recovery package. That's good news. We now know that North Carolina is going to be getting about $1.6 billion of that appropriation. Good news. But for context and for a sense of scale, the governor's assessment of the situation was we were going to need more like $5 billion in community development block grant disaster recovery funds. So that gives you a sense of sort of the scale of work ahead of us and the gap between the federal resources that we were hoping would come. We know now, so we can start figuring out how we fit all these other pieces together: philanthropy, state resources, local resources, etc. The other big news on the disaster recovery front, Governor Stein has taken office and essentially immediately upon taking office signed 5 executive orders, his first 5, all related to Helene recovery efforts. 2 in particular I want to pull out. One was the reorganization of the executive branch to create the Governor's Recovery Office of Western North Carolina, or GROW-NC, if you were tracking the acronym there. That body is going to be led by Matt Calabria, most recently the chair of the Wake County Board of Commissioners. That office is going to be tasked with leading the Western North Carolina recovery efforts, right? So there's going to be some new players in disaster recovery and some fresh leadership from a new governor. So pay attention to that. The other was a creation of a new division within the State Department of Commerce called the Division of Community Resilience. And this office is going to be tasked with housing affordability and community resilience. So both of these offices are going to have some significant roles to play in the work that a lot of you do, that a lot of us do around the state. We're going to be learning more as these offices get established, as they get a better sense of what their mandate is, what their scope of work are, and how to interact with the folks that are doing this work on the ground. So please stay tuned here for more details about what that's going to look like as we move into 2025. The last thing I want to say is thank you all so much for continuing to be a part of the coalition. This is going to be a very busy year. Again, we have a new governor. We've got new leadership in the General Assembly, a lot of new elected officials. We're going to be doing quite a bit of education efforts here in the early part of the year as a new long session is happening. And we need your voice. We need you to help us reach the folks that represent communities across the state to better understand the role that state government in particular plays in ensuring housing affordability for your communities. Thank you all again. We will see you next time.